if you want your faith to have results, it's better you focus on things that are right, that are noble. What you keep looking at grow to influence over your life, to have influence over your life. So whatever you behold, that you focus, is what you become. If you focus on Christ, you will grow into his likeness. If you focus on fear, fear grows stronger. What you look upon the longest become the strongest. Speak to your power of focus today. If you want your faith to begin to work the miracle for you, you have to speak to your power of focus. Whatever consistently occupies your attention, your thoughts, your word, your imagination, eventually shape your mindset, your emotion, and your ultimately your life. So if we dwell in fear, doubt, and negativity, they grow stronger in us. And when we dwell in faith, in hope, in truth, they become dominant in our life. So Proverbs 4:3 says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So whatever you allow to into your heart determines the flow out of your life. Even the book of Philippians 4:8 says, believers are in that place is telling us believers are instructed to think on things that are true, things that are noble, and things that are just, things that are pure, lovely, and good, of good report. That is what that passage is telling us. Because report. That is what that passage is telling us. Because what you focus becomes your reality. So the book of Corinthians, 2 Corinthians 3:18 says, we beholding are being transformed into the same image. So whatever you continually behold will gradually become. So if we constantly watch discouraging news, we speak negatively, or replay our past failure, we see that where our confidence is weakened. But someone who continually, when we continually meditate on the promise of God, we speak life, we visualize victory, we begin to walk in boldness. Our result it will be great. Whatever we consistently focus on will eventually shape our lives and dominate the focus with it. Your dominant focus determines your attention creates transformation. What to pay attention on? Attention creates transformation. So your eyes and your mind are like gates. What you keep looking at does not stay neutral. It grows. What you keep looking at does not stay neutral. It grows. So be intentional about whatsoever you give your attention to as a Christian, so that your faith can produce results. So that your faith can produce results. Our focus determines our future. That which we focus on the longest becomes the strongest in our thought life. The book of Colossians 3:2 says, and set your mind and keep them set on what is above, not the things that are on earth. So today, just make conscious decision throughout to know what you focus on. So you focus on things that are noble, that are good, that are of good report, so that your faith can actually give you results through it. Self-justification will never impress God. Job 31:40. Then let the thistle grow instead of the wheat, and wheat instead of the barley. The word of God had ended. Job was an admirable man. He was an admirable man. Job was also I mean is like human being. I'm not talking about woman. That gives all of us a lot of hope, since God spoke very highly of Job. If we should be talking about the story of Job, we all knew what happened to Job. And still, his faith, even his wife came to him. All these things, you that you are serving God, why don't you curse him? He said no. That means his faith actually gave him the result he later get at the later end. Because he understands that there is a result if he does it right. If what he's looking at, you know that what he's looking at will bring out his results. If he focuses on his situation, on his pain, he might continue getting pain. But if focus on God, even during that period, they still asked Job to pray for his friend, just to know how strong his faith is. So he understands. That is why God sees him very highly. He spent a lot of time. He does not. In Hebrew 12 to 13, he says, so don't sit around on your hand. No more dragging your feet. No more dragging. Okay, my Bible verse. Feet. Clear the path for a long distance runner, so no one will trip and fall. So no one will step each other out. So what will make people sit on their hands and drag their feet? It happens when they make excuses, trying to justify what they don't do well.